Hello, UMRA fans, and welcome to the 23rd edition of UR Talk, where we discuss the brand new cards. Of course, as always, with every UR Talk, we have my host, UM-1984, and also Slify.
I'm essential.
What?
I'm essential to this talk.
Oh, essential, okay.
Essential. What do you think I said?
I thought you said some sort of Pokemon or something, I don't know.
I'm Electrode.
Anyway, so there's... okay, guys, I know you've probably been wondering where the hell UR Talk's been. Slify's had sleepless nights about it and everything, but...
And all your hate out UM-1984, not me.
Basically, there's just been a long period of when I've been on holiday, and really I've just had no time to do UR Talk. But now, we're finally back. We're going to be doing a special 12-card review. Yeah! I'm sure Slify is really happy about that.
Real.
Although, in fairness, usually our 12-card reviews go, they take quite a while to do, I feel. So this will be no different. Anyway, right, I suppose we can go straight into these cards. But firstly, let's say a thanks to White Dragon 11 for providing us with the new cards and everything, so thank you to him. And also, just a quick little bit of advertisement, if you guys haven't checked it out already, the UR Battle Federation has been set up. There'll be a link in the description below. If you want to check that out, please do, and support us or support me and all the other YouTubers who do UR stuff. So hopefully that'll be pretty good. Anyway, right, let's move on to the card reviews then. So let us start with Slify. Now I know how you love our numbering system, whereby we choose which card to review first. So Slify, could you please choose a number from 1 to 12?
Oh, God. 7.
7. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, Palak. Yay. We actually have... It's not such a bad card, I don't think. But that's just me. All right, so it's kind of a special edition in this UR Talk. We are going to be using an egg timer, so then we don't actually take so long on these reviews, but hopefully we'll see how that goes. All right, so it's starting, Slify. So anyway, let's start off with... So basically, let's not go into initial thoughts, Slify. Let's just say, good or bad? Is it good or bad, Slify?
I'm not fond of Palak.
Okay.
Do I go on or what?
Yeah, that's basically all we need to know. I don't know about Palak, though. I'm just thinking, because what I like about him, I guess, is having the protection damage. So that means that basically he's immune to any damage reduction, which is very useful for the uppers, I guess, in DTs and stuff. My only big concern, though, is the fact that he has got the 5 damage. Do you think that's such a huge thing, though, for uppers, or is there more kind of worrying concerns for Palak?
In my opinion, Palak's weak overall. Uppers, the king of damage. They can really do a hit like almost anything. 6, 4, 8. 5 doesn't really fit in. So if you hit with like Oxen, you still have the Fury with Palak to get the kill. If you hit with Ruby, you still have the Fury with Palak to get the kill, and so on and so forth. The 6 power to compensate it's not bad for uppers, but it's not really that good either. And in theory, his ability, he has no ability against most cards, so I don't like Palak that much.
Yeah, that's going to be a bit of an issue, having no kind of... Well, it's not really an ability, really, because it doesn't help him in battle in any way. It just prevents damage reduction from actually hurting him. Having said that, though, I still think this card's not that bad, though, because, I guess you could say maybe Elo. Can we talk about Elo, Slify? Is that a taboo in all our UR talks, or...?
Well, I don't think Palak's that strong in Elo either, because it's not like uppers is that dominant Elo, to my recollection. And he's not that strong, even on Elo standards, because his power is kind of low, his SOB everywhere and all that.
Yeah. Well, what about something like Ruby, though? I mean, a lot of people, I think, don't really like Ruby. I'm kind of one of those people that used to think she was okay and then kind of just declined over the years. But do you think that he kind of overtakes Ruby, I guess? Is that kind of, I don't know, that kind of third choice 3-star, I guess, or...
I don't think so. Ruby, one, she has the 6 damage, but lets you to a KO with most of the other uppers. Second, SOA, I think is better than protection damage as an ability.
Yeah, there's also the other thing as well. If you want to, I think a very good combination in DTs, but this is just me. I'm just saying. But Ambre plus Ruby, oof, that's pretty deadly. A bit like a Jackie, really, isn't it? You think about it.
Yeah, quite so.
Anyway, right. So, is there anything more to talk about this card? I mean, I think competition-wise, Harold, Oxen, do they kind of beat this card easily, or I don't know. Is this kind of a more of a niche card, I guess, Slify?
I can't really say. I don't think this card will have any use. It's not like a terrible card in any sense, but I would not put this card in my deck.
Okay, that's that then. Well, I'm kind of disappointed by this talk, Slify. I feel that Palak, I didn't think he was that bad at the beginning of this talk, but now
I apologize for
hate this card now. Anyway, right. So
sorry about that.
It's all right, Slify. We still love you. Anyway, I suppose we can go to the rating out of 10. So, Slify, out of 10, what would you give Palak?
I guess I'll go him 5 out of 10. Actually, I don't think he's that playable in Elo. I would never use him in DTs. I would even debate using Frankie High over him, but.
I suppose Frankie High is not that bad, though.
He's not that bad, but,
in DTs it's not that bad, but anywhere else it's like...
Right, I would, there's three stars I would use in uppers if I had to, and I would obviously use Oxen, because Oxen's strong and all that.
That's naturally,
naturally I would use that man if I could, but, he's Elo ban and all that. I would use Harold, and I would probably use Ruby. And, I don't have need for more than three stars usually.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, actually, do you think that, I mean, you said earlier, if this card had 6 damage, do you think this would be a bit overpowered, or do you think
actually... Probably. 6/6 for 3 stars is pretty good.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I suppose I should give my rating out of 10. I suppose, I don't know, I think I'm going to give it a 7. Yeah, I think that's fair. Of course, there's loads of other different choices that you can have for your 3-star, but I just think Palak, I suppose, has that niche, I guess. So, and it's not like an overly bad card, I would say. It's still usable. So, I suppose a 7's fair, I guess. Right, so Slify, are you ready for another roulette? Yay! You've already choose 7, by the way. So you've got a choice between 1 to 12, but no 7.
5.
5. Okay, it's Snowflake. Yeah.
Woo.
I know she did a review on this one, Slify, so you should be a seasoned expert in Snowflake, hopefully.
That's clearly how the system works.
Alright, so Slify, just straight off the bat, good or bad?
I think she's pretty good.
Good, okay. Right, I think the first thing we should talk about, though, is the heal. Do you think the heal ability is going to be more prominent in Skell's play, or for this card, I guess? I don't know.
Well, the good thing about Skells is they can do many different things. Before, my opinion, I'm not the expert or anything, but I thought before they were mostly really strong, really solid, get 3 hits and you win kind of clan.
Yeah.
And it's proven where they have cards like Shara, Praxi or whatever his name is, Bolgessi and stuff like that. They're very strong cards that have very few flaws, but they don't do a lot. You just try to win with them. Snowflake, I think, is a different thing, where you can use cards like Aelin and stuff like that, where you can really put the life gap, not really to a KOing, but winning through life. But for the aggression part, I don't think she's that good.
Yeah, I think especially if you're one of those players who like Jay. I've seen Jay come up loads. I don't know what it is about Jay now, because when Jay first came out, I think he's kind of it's okay, but now it's been an explosion of Jays, I guess. So, actually...
Jay was really popular back in the day.
Say what?
Jay was really popular back in the day.
I thought he wasn't that popular. I thought...
No. Well, at first he was but then he came out C-Wing, Jay, was the ultimate combo back in the day.
Oh, yeah, okay, there is that. Yeah, okay, in fairness. You have a point there, Slify. But having said that, though, I think if you're going to use Jay, though, and then you're going to use Snowflake, I think that's just a bad combination. It's well, why would you want to have heal when you could just kill your opponent, I guess? I think...
If you don't mind me interrupting, sorry.
Go on, yeah.
Snowflake's heal is really, really good, by the way. If you get hit by that heal, it's really hard to come back. It's on personal experience. The problem with Snowflake is she doesn't need kind of thing that lets her win. Like, she has her manipulation, has power. Volgessi has, manipulation. Class has attack, or power increase. But, she has nothing. She has a heal, which is really good, and she has an ability that lets her keep it, which doesn't help her in battle. Her power is pretty normal, not really good, not really bad for it. And her damage is good, but that's, not a big deal. So Snowflake, trying to win with Snowflake requires a lot of pill investment. The problem is, if you don't get the investment right, you might be at a huge disadvantage, even if you win.
Yeah, I think that's definitely a big thing to bring up, actually, because I think when I play like Survivor, for example, and my opponent's being a huge noob and plays Eggman, especially if you get hit by an Eggman, it's just you can't come back from that. I think that's a great thing with Snowflake, having that huge heal. So yeah, I mean, I'm just trying to think in terms of competition though, Slify. Do you think this card's going to be used a lot for the Scales Elo, or do you think it's still going to be that kind of, as you said earlier, this kind of Scales going to stick with their more solid choices instead of over abilities?
I think it depends on the theme of your deck. I think most people would Chiara over Snowflake. I think that's fair to say. If you're going mono, people use Sandra over Snowflake. But I can see people using Snowflake over cards like Praxi, even though it's debatable which is better. I think Praxi is a little bit better person.
Yeah, I think I definitely agree with you there. I think Praxi just has the more solidness about him, I guess. And also he can go through DRs. Fun fact. Okay. Right then, let's go to rating out of 10 though. So Slify, out of 10, what are you going to give it? Are you going to give it another 8, Slify? Or
actually, that is the plan on the table right now. Snowflake does her best if you really read your opponent. If you win with Snowflake at like 3 pills, you basically won the match, which is really good for a 3-star. The problem is if you can't really read your opponent and you like 6 pill with her and your opponent 0 pilled, or you 0 pilled and your opponent 0 pilled and you lose, then Snowflake can really, really hurt you at the same time, so you really have to think while playing it. Of course, she's still a good card, so 8 out of 10.
8 out of 10, okay. I think it's the same sort of thing, though, if we're gonna delve into the kind of, it's cautious if you play. I mean, it's kind of a bit like playing Cosner, then, in that case. But then, I suppose Cosner's a bit more flawed and doesn't have any protection, I guess. Anyway, whatever case. I think... I kind of don't want to give it 8. I think that's too generous, maybe. But I'm not into the huge heal thing, unfortunately, because I'm a noob. I think I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10 again. I know it's a bit harsh, guys, but I just think... I just prefer the scale solidness, unfortunately, and that's just me, unfortunately. Anyway, right, let's move on to the next review. Slify, are you ready to choose another number?
6.
6. Oh god, this is the one I couldn't pronounce. Pualo, is that right? Palio? I have no idea. I'm sorry.
Pualo, I think it's called.
Pualo, is that
whatever.
Whatever. It's the one with the dynamite or whatever. I think the bomb guy.
Right.
Anyway, right. So Pualo at 3 stars as a 7/3 with the ability of Poison 1, minimum 3. Slify, good or bad?
I fucking hate this card. There's no release that has made me more mad than this card in the last, few months.
I definitely agree with that.
And you know what's worse? People apparently like this card.
Is it Leroy Jenkins has put like a...
I don't know. I was looking at the reviews one day, and like the first 4 of them were like, this card's not that bad. And I almost exploded in anger.
Oh my god, it's just like when I feel when we get to Igor as well. I had a huge kind of rage about that. But anyway, right, so yeah, I think this card is just so subpar.
Well, I play Montana a lot, so I was expecting something good for the Montana. They haven't got a good release in a long time.
Well, to be fair, they are overpowered, Slify, IMO.
Oh yeah, clearly. They're good in DT, but who isn't?
Really, yeah. Anyway, honestly, this card is just... firstly, there's the poison thing. What?
It's Poison 1. How could anyone think that's good?
Yeah, I know. But it's also min-free.
Yeah, like, Geistling has, like, the same ability, whatever it's called.
Yeah, Geistling, I don't know what it is.
Yeah, whatever.
It's just, I don't know. And not the other thing, I think the big issue, though, with Puello, when I first saw this guy, I went, oh, it's a 3-star. There's so many other 3-stars available. You've got Mona, you've got Sharon, you've got Gianfranco, you've got Artavia, I guess. Even Giovanni, if you want to.
Giovanni.
Yeah, do you remember Giovanni? Do you remember he used to be good, Slify, or
I used to use him a lot. I still use him now and then, not for seriousness though, but because he's cool.
Oh, okay. Yeah, just like Ricardo.
He looks really fly, and Ricardo's actually good, and you're crazy.
Oh, okay, that's fair enough. All right then. So, I suppose should we just get this review over with, Slify? Is there anything more we need to?
There's nothing to talk about with this card. He's like Sharon, but worse, and Sharon's not that great.
Well, Sharon's not that bad.
She's not bad. She's not good. She's average. She's like the perfect 7 out of 10.
She's fine. There's going to be loads of haters now, Slify. I feel.
I play Montana a lot. Everyone can suck it.
All right then. Let's go. Ratings out of 10. So Slify out of 10. It's going to be bad, guys. Just a little disclaimer note here. Slify out of 10. What would you give?
It would be like 3, but in seriousness, it should be like 5 out of 10.
5. Okay.
It's not that bad. Solid 7. That's really all you need for Montana, I guess.
Okay. I'm going to give it a 4. It's one of those newbie cards, I feel. It's where, like, if you want to learn about poison, I guess, this is the kind of card, I don't know, you want to use, I guess. Yeah. I suppose for newer players it's going to be useful if you want to go for, like, Mono Montana, but other than that, this card is quite bad, unfortunately. Right, let's move on to the 4th release. Slify, choose another number. Choose a good one this time.
4.
4. Quinn. Hooray.
Yay.
Yeah. The one thing I want to really bring up about this card is, out of all the sports that Urban Rivals could have chosen for All-Stars, they choose Ball in the Cup.
It's a legit sport.
Ball in the Cup, seriously. I mean,
way more legit than beach volleyball.
Okay, right, that's fair enough then. But what about... There's so many other sports like cricket, I guess, although I hate cricket to some extent. But there's...
Way to betray your country.
Huh?
Way to betray your country.
Well, I just hate cricket. It's not that good at all. It's like I heard about baseball's like really boring in America, so I'm told. It's basically the same thing, except you just hit a ball.
Do you also hate tea and crumpets and having bad teeth?
Well, tea and crumpets, they're quite nice. But having bad teeth, it's a bit of a no-no, I feel.
Okay. That's racist. That's terrible.
Just,
or stereotype. I don't know if English people are a race.
It's a good
Whatever.
Point. They aren't really a race, although I suppose we can make them a race, I guess.
I don't think we have that power.
Ah, damn. Damn it, Barack Obama.
I regret that every day.
All right, then. So, good or bad, Slify?
I like him. He's cool.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Will I go on? Because we haven't established if I go on after saying good or bad yet.
Well, no, we're only doing the good and bad things, Slify, because otherwise, you'll talk forever.
My talk is like 3 minutes at most. Don't give me that.
Fine then, Slify. Initial thoughts. There. You happy now?
Okay, it's just weird me saying good, and then that's all I say. I'm just saying.
Okay, that's fine. Well, go on then.
I'm gonna say more. I hope you don't mind, good sir.
That is fine, Slify. Initial thoughts on Quinn.
I think Quinn is really good. 6 damage is really nice. Lets you 2 a KO with a lot of cards like Randy. Lets you 2 a KO with like a Furious, Rob CR, etc., etc. Of course, with 12 life, not 14. With courage, he's really, really, really strong. 8/6 with All-Star bonus is really, really good. Even without courage, he's very playable. Actually, you can probably catch a lot of people on surprise without using his courage. Yeah. Naturally, if you can get his courage out, go for it. But because he has courage, DRs are kind of a problem. But he's still very, very playable.
Yeah. I'm just thinking, this card, do you think just replaces Striker? Or, I mean, do you think that, because Striker got permabanned, unfortunately.
Did he get permabanned like a long time ago?
I know, yeah, ages ago. But do you think this card kind of replaces him in some sense with the 6 damage, which is kind of what I suppose the All-Stars needed, which is what Striker had, I guess. Do you think he just replaces him in every sense?
I think he replaces Striker is the bad term because they're very different cards. Yeah. But if I needed a 4-star, I would use Marina personally.
Okay, Marina over him, yeah.
Right. But after that, I would definitely probably use this card.
Yeah, it's just definitely nice. 8 power, lovely, especially when you have, well, with courage, of course. But especially when you have the 8 power plus the All-Stars bonus, it's just absolutely crushing to go up against, I guess.
Right. If your opponent does not have a DR, then they're basically in a world.
They're screwed. Yeah. But having said that, though, I mean, you talk about DRs. The issue though with using this card is it doesn't really cover any of the All-Stars weaknesses against DR, because right now I think All-Stars have issues against Pussycats, for example, especially when, the Pussycats have that horrible combination of Cherry and Muse. What should you release then to try and counter that, I guess?
Well, the easiest is protection damage. The protection damage card that had solid stats would be very good for All-Star.
Yeah. Hopefully it'll be a good card and not a Puello.
That would be awesome.
That would be awesome. Anyway, whatever the case. Right, so do you think this card's brought the All-Stars back into the ELO, though? Because I haven't seen the All-Stars in a while. Or maybe that's just me.
They're still good. I don't know why.
They're still good. Yeah, they've still got good choices, but I suppose without Striker, I don't know.
Well, Striker's been gone for a while, and they were used even when Striker was gone.
Okay, that's a good point, yeah. Right then. Is there anything more to say? I mean, Type 2 options, do you think this card could be used in Type 2, or...?
He could. I don't think it's a good idea, but he could.
Okay. Fair enough. Alright, so let's go to rating out of 10. Slify, out of 10, what would you give Quinn?
I think I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. I was thinking 8.5, but I think 8's fine. An 8.6 with -2 off power is really strong. A 6.6 with -2 off power is pretty strong. Your only real problem is he can get DR'd and ignored, but, that's a lot of cards have that flaw. You can't really put him against them. Yeah. The only reason he's not any higher for me is that I think All-Stars has a good amount of 4-stars, and he's not, WoW material, but he is certainly good.
I'm just trying to think of the other 4-stars, Slify. I mean, they have Marina.
I like Harrow LD, actually. I'm probably the only one.
Harrow as well. Okay, yeah, I forgot about Harrow. That's a good point. Ooh. Damn it. We should have brought this up. Slify, Harrow versus Quinn.
Quinn probably wins most of the time. Harrow will win on certain weeks. I use power manipulation a lot, so I fought a lot of Harrows and got really mad. But I think that's just me being biased. Okay.
Right then, I suppose I should give my rating out of 10. I don't know about this card though. No, it's actually, no, what am I saying? It's really good. I'm probably going to give it a 9 out of 10. The only issue is damage reduction. That's going to be a bit of a problem for anyone. Well, especially if you're using All-Stars, and especially against this card, it's going to really cause a bit of problems. Having said that though, if your opponent is going to use a DR, I suppose there's 2 options for you. You can do nothing, soak in the DR for only 1 pill, pretty good. And the other thing as well is, even if you do go at a few pills or whatever, at least you're taking out one of your opponent's DRs out of the game. So then all your other cards are kind of free, I guess, to roam about against your opponent, I guess. So that's a 9 out of 10. I think that's a pretty good card. Do you think it's one of the best releases in this 12 card review, Slify, or?
I don't remember most of them, so I'll say yes.
Okay. I think you're going to say yes. Fair enough then. Right then, Slify. So choose another number from 1 to 12. You can't use 4, 5, 6, or 7.
I'll go 8.
8. Jackson. Wow, we're choosing all the good cards here now, Slify. This is good. Jackson. 4 stars for Sentinels. Jackson. Anyway. Jackson at 4 stars for the Sentinels is an 8/5 with the ability of protection damage. Slify, initial thoughts on Jackson?
I think Jackson's really good, obviously. 8 solid power, 5 damage is, okay. But then the fact that he's a 4-star with protection damage, he's good. His only really minor flaw is the fact that he basically has no ability versus a lot of people. But, that's ignorable with his good stats.
Yeah, I especially love this card, actually, in Mono Sentinels. I think really I suppose it kind of balances up the Sentinels, because they have issues against damage reduction, I would say. Maybe I'm wrong. But it also against SOA as well, and against SOA, well, he's not really losing much. He's still got the 8/5 and everything, so that's always pretty good. Having said that, though, Sentinel's still going to have problems against Roots DR, which is going to be an issue. And everyone hates Roots DR. I think the majority of people in UR hate Roots DR. Would you agree with me there, Slify?
It is probably the most annoying thing ever.
Yeah. Okay. So against that, you can't really do anything. But anyway, whatever case. For 4 stars, though, I mean, when I first saw this card, I went, it's 4 stars? What?
Yeah, 1 more damage, and it's a very valid 5-star.
Yeah, exactly. It's just, I was well shocked by that. But do you think this card's a pretty good addition to the 4-star Sentinel, Slify?
It's an amazing 4-star. I would debate that it's their best 4-star right now.
Yeah, I mean, you got Kobe, but then he's mono and shaky, I guess. And anyway, whatever. And the other one, which I didn't like at the beginning, but then over time I've grown to like him. Kakamuru, is that right?
Kamakura?
Kamakura, yeah. Trust the Asian to get that one.
Damn.
Whatever the case, I've grown to like him as well, but I still think Jackson's better than him, because the other two have issues with, I suppose, stability, I guess, because, the other ones, they might lose their ability and then they're not as good. But with Jackson, even if you lose your ability, well, he's still got 8/5. That's pretty dangerous, especially when you've got the Sentinels bonus and everything, blah, 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 blah. Sniffy, do you think this card's brought Sentinels back into ELO, though? Because I still don't think it's brought... Yeah, exactly. I still don't think it's brought them back. I mean, mono options, because Sentinels are kind of... I suppose they've kind of stuck to mono, I guess. I haven't really seen them much in dual decks or anything. I mean, the mono Sentinels, do you think it's any good? Or what does it need, I guess?
It has the blueprint to be good. But right now, they don't have enough good stuff. They don't have enough utility. They don't really have a good SOA. They don't really have a good SOB. They don't really have... their only damage reducer that's playable is Melvin.
Yeah.
They don't have that many good 4-stars. Of course, there's Jackson, Kobe. You don't need that many, I guess. But there's really only good 3-stars. There's Melvin.
Struggling. I'm trying to think of the other ones. No, Martha. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Martha is pretty weak still. If she gets
any SOA and she's dead.
Right, exactly. So they need some better 3-stars. Their 2-stars aren't bad, actually. They have Lahan, which is amazing.
OP, I feel.
It's
OP, I feel.
She's really good. She's considered one of the best 2-stars in the game.
Yeah, they also have Kyle as well, and Toby.
Which isn't bad at all.
They're all pretty good. So
right.
When Kyle did come out, I mean, we talked about this. What was the point of having Aurelia in the first place? It's just...
Well, Aurelia was released a long time ago, so...
I know, but it's just why would they release it with the same stats? This is one of the things that confuses me.
Upgrade. It's Stop. No. We don't like Stop, remember?
Don't like Stop. Oh, yeah, but then it's still...
He has no ability. He's the same as Aurelia, basically.
Yeah, it's about Stop. Whatever. Anyway. Right, let's go to ranking out of 10, though, Sniffy. So, out of 10, what would you give Jackson?
I'm going to give him a 9.5. He's really close to a 10. The only thing that's really, really stopping him from being a 10 is, one, he's a Sentinel, and they're not that great yet. And 2, the fact that his ability doesn't help him during fights, which is a really, really small flaw, but it's still a flaw.
Yeah, I think also... Oh, no, wait, I was going to say DR, sorry, but no. Anyway, what was I saying? I think 9.5 as well. of course, there's going to be issues against Roots DR, and we talked about this already.
It's a big flaw.
It's a big flaw, yeah, especially
I was being sarcastic, but yeah.
I'm sorry. Whoa.
Like, who isn't weak to Roots DR?
Well,
Other Roots?
other Roots, yeah, exactly, yeah. And Geist, yeah.
Oh, yeah, because they're so used.
But Geist aren't very good against Roots, really. Kind of.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever case. Where was I going with this? Yeah, so 9.5 out of 10. Again, as like Slify, because, I'm a noob. It's a good card, but just falls off the top kind of rating out of 10, well, 10 out of 10, because basically he hasn't got, well, he's basically in the wrong clan, shall we say. Well, I wouldn't say the wrong clan, but in the clan that's not very good. Let's just put it at that. It's like putting, like, I don't know, a Hawk in the Fangpie clan. Really, who's going to use that card, honestly? Anyway. Right, let's move on with more cards. Oh my god, we're only halfway, Slify.
We made it.
We made it halfway, but there's still another half to go. Wow.
Okay, let's do this.
We're already past 30 minutes, so we should be able to do this in an hour, hopefully. But luckily, we've got a lot of crappy cards now coming up, hopefully. So,
here's praying.
We're praying. Okay, choose a number between 1 and 10. Your choices are between... You can't use 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So...
12.
12. Ooh. This is a very interesting review, because I don't know what to think about this card, but it's Artis.
Did you say Artis?
Artis, is that right?
Artis. I don't remember, so give me the stats, please.
5/3. Nightmare.
Oh, Artis. Yes.
And -3.
Back to...
Yeah, -3 opponent's damage, minimum 2. I don't know what to think about this card, because on the one hand, I could compare him to a card like Arno, and Arno's got probably the crappiest stats in the world, but hey, she's a good damage reductor. But Artis, I suppose, slightly better power, but then hasn't got the SOA with it. So does that make him any better, or like a lot worse than Arno? I don't know.
Well, I don't think you should compare him with Arno, personally.
Okay, no, that's fair then. We'll just... So anyway, what initial thoughts though? Anyway, Slify.
I think he's really, really good. I would debate he's one of their best 2-stars, but obviously it's, difference of use. He's really good because, one, he's a damage reducer, and Nightmares really did not have many of those. And he's a good damage reducer. He's not like, like minimum 5 or anything. He's a good damage reducer. The other thing is he has SOB, as you said. This is good for many reasons. One, it makes like Fangpie, La Junta, Berserk, etc., not do as much damage as they initially should.
Oh,
yeah, which is a pretty big deal.
Yeah. I was just also thinking about actually Ulrich from the Piranhas. He's pretty good as a damage reductor actually. So why can't this card be as good?
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I mean definitely. Now you've explained it to me, Slify. I feel more comfortable in saying that this card's good.
You're welcome.
Having said that though, there is an issue, and I do like Morpin, and I don't know if I want to use another 2-star for the Nightmare. That's just me.
Nightmare has really good 2-stars, which is a big...
They've got Ed as well, or Head, I can't remember the other one. And Phyllis as well. I don't know, Phyllis maybe not, but...
Phyllis is good.
Yeah,
7/4 2-star.
I don't know, I kind of... Phyllis isn't my cup of tea, but she's still a pretty good 2-star anyway. So that's my issue. Do you think that he kind of beats them in any way, or do you think this is
I guess it really depends on the kind of theme you're using for your deck. If you're going an aggressive Nightmare, which I don't think they're the best at being aggressive, but if you are, then obviously Phyllis and Mopin will be better. If you're playing more passively, then obviously he'll be better. In my opinion, in my personal play style, which, people shouldn't copy, but it works for me, is, my favorite 2-star, and I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate for this, but it's, Edda, or whatever the headless guy's name is.
Yeah, Ed. I said Ed. I like Ed as well.
Right, he's my favorite 2-star that they have, personally.
Not as much as Morpin, though. I still love Morpin. But that's just me. I don't know what it is about Morpin. I think I just like the
844 2-star is pretty good.
It's pretty good, yeah. That's what I'm trying to say. Especially when you get Revenge out. Whoa, it's scary to face.
Quite. But I actually would use Artis second because I really like that DR, and that with the SOB, he's really useful. Even with one pill, your opponent usually has to at least pill once more as well to beat him. But then after that, it would be like Maupin, and then Fearless, and then et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. Do you think this card can actually attack at all? Or, I don't know, because the issue I have with, like, for example, with Arno can't attack.
Right.
I don't think, I've seen people try and attack with him or her. Was it him? Yeah, that's right. And then just quickly fail. Do you think Artis can attack in any way, or is it better just to keep him as a defensive card?
He can be a good surprise. Most people will expect the 1-pill Artis with the power of 10. If you 3-pill him with 20, usually he'll beat the initial bluff. 3 damage isn't terrible in any sense either. That said, do you really want to waste a lot of pills on a DR?
Yeah, and that's the big question, really. And also, it's only 3 damage. It's not that big.
It's not terrible, though. Like, if you beat your opponent, that's usually, you're preventing damage and doing damage. Mathematically, that's good.
I suppose, yeah, you got a point there.
I would never, 7-pill Artis, ever.
No. Although you have 6-pilled Spiaggi once, Slify, according to your diary.
Oh, I have won that match because of it. It beat a 3-pill Jackie, and I was quite pleased.
Oh, he played Jackie. I see.
And no one expects the 6-pill Spiaggi.
I don't know how you've actually managed to get a kind of an advantage going into the next round, though, with a 6-pill Spiaggi. In whatever case, right, so rating out of 10, Slify, what would you give Artis? And Slify
My apologies.
Slify, who was that? Was it your mum?
No, it was my grandmother.
Oh,
she was opening, why are you talking to yourself? And I'm like, I am not currently.
Oh, Slify, you are talking to yourself.
Clearly, I am talking and being recorded by myself.
This is all your paranoia talking here, Slify. Anyway, right, so rating out of 10, Slify, what would you give it?
I would give Artis a 9 out of 10. I think that's very fair. I think this card's really good. The DR is really good. The SOB is very useful. The SOB can play as defensive and aggressive. The reason why you can actually attack with Arthas compared to Arno is that you don't have to worry about attack manipulation, power manipulation. Yeah. So if you do 1 pill with Arthas, your opponent has to match it. If I'm using uppers against Arno has no chance of victory. Arthas versus uppers, I still have to pill to beat him.
Yeah, that's definitely a good point, actually, for Arthas. The fact that with Arno, you can't really do anything against uppers, but then Arthas, well, you still got a little chance. You've still got the SOB and everything.
Right. And it's not just uppers. Uppers is just an example, but other clans, like bangers and stuff,
they have to. They then have to, I suppose they have to then sort of pill, I guess, just in case Arthas might go 1 pill or whatever.
And he's just a good DR in general.
He's good DR. Yeah, that's the big thing, actually. Right then, my rating out of 10. So what did you give him, Slify?
I gave him a 9.
A 9, oh cool. I suppose I would give him an 8, actually. I still think it's a pretty good DR, don't get me wrong. Having said that though, I do like Maupin a little bit, and I also like Ed as well. I'm more of a kind of aggressive player with Nightmare, so that's just me. Having said that though, Artis does make a nice choice for the kind of passive Nightmare players. Although I'm just thinking, Slify, you said that Nightmare aren't very good aggressively. They have so many cards that are aggressive.
They used to be really good aggressively, but now I don't think they're that good because I think they're outmatched.
Yeah, I suppose you got Kenny, Azel, well, who uses them, I suppose.
Right, well, it's nowadays I would use Oshitsune's still really good, don't get me wrong, but Asgroth I would use probably. I would use Arthas, obviously. I would use Ed, who's not as damaging. Yeah, the only big issue with Oshitsune is that, of course, there is that big issue about him being permabanned, so... Oh, yeah. Well, I'm a more DR-wise, but yes, you're right. But I would use, Pan and stuff like that, too. Yeah, that's Pan as well, yeah. It's more kind of passive players. They don't really... Right, they're not aggressive. You won't do a KO with these cards ever, but, you know. Anyway, right, I'm gonna, as I said, I'm gonna give it 8. I still love my Maupin, still love my Ed a bit, so maybe I'm more kind of aggressive Nightmare, I guess. Having said that, though, Arthas does make a nice choice for the 2-star DR player who likes to play with Nightmare more passively. Right, let's move on to the next card. So, Slify, choose another number. You can't use 12, 8,
7, 6, 5, or 4?
10.
10. Gork.
Woo.
I don't know what to think about this card. Do you know which card I'm talking about, Sliffy, by the way?
The Geist card, right?
The Geist card, yeah. 7, 8, full of Geist at 5 stars. At 5 stars is a 7, 8, full of Geist, with the ability of Backlash, Poison 2, Min 4. I have no idea what to think about this card. Sometimes I like this card, but then other times I kind of go, well, it's poison. Damn it. So, Sliffy, what's your kind of initial thoughts on Glork?
Actually, at first I liked it, and then now I don't. Because, I started thinking about it, and it's not good.
Okay, that's fair. I think the big issue is, I think if anyone, the issue is I have with him is that I suppose he's a little bit inflexible, I suppose, for Geist players. And the reason for that is the fact that if you play him in the first round, well, you're going to just get a huge amount of backlash. So I would personally then, in that case, actually use him as a kind of finisher, but then he's not like the greatest finisher in the world. I suppose you could Fury of him, but then I suppose there's a huge risk with his 7 power. I mean, it's not huge for, I suppose, a nuke, especially when it's unsupported, I guess. So that's my kind of big kind of issue with him. As ever, though, he is a huge nuke. 8 damage, that's pretty good. But the issue is, though, with guys, they already have an 8 damage card, and that's XU52. So
it was vastly better than Gork.
It's vastly better, exactly. So do you think this card has any sort of can do any sort of competition against these other cards, or?
I don't feel so. I would use, obviously, XU52 I would use way more. I think Wardum I'd use before him.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's
right. His flaw is not the fact that he has backlash, by the way. Backlash is annoying, and because of it, you can't really play him first or second round. But his really big annoying part is that he has no ability, basically, and he's pretty weak for having no ability power-wise.
Yeah, that's a big thing, actually. I mean, just thinking about it, actually, a card like Almond, I guess you can say, from the Roots, is actually probably slightly better than him. And that's one, if you think about it. That's put me into a kind of hatred mode of him now. I don't know. Is there anything that we can really? Is there any redeeming factors of Glork? Otherwise, we're going to just have this kind of hatred of him, I guess. Is there anything good about him?
He's good on paper. As I said, 8 damage is really good. Lets you to a KO. His stats are decent. He has SOA, which is nice. But in comparison to other cards in his clan, there is no reason to use him.
Okay. Well, there's nothing really more to say, unfortunately. Oh, yeah, about Type 2 options for Survivor.
He's weak for Type 2, I feel.
Okay, yeah. I suppose that's fair, actually, thinking about it. I think the issue is, I mean, I suppose you could probably use him with Ambre, though, maybe, for Geist, but then Geist not that really good in Survivor Type 2, though, so... Right. Enough about that. Okay, so, rating out of 10, though, Sliffy, what were you going to give Glork?
I'll give him a 5 out of 10, which is nice. If he didn't have backlash, if he was just a 7 out of 8, many people would still think he's not that great. And the fact that he just has backlash, which is a bad ability, not a positive one, just makes him even worse. So 5 out of 10.
Wow, 5 out of 10. That is, I think that's a harsh rating, though, Sliffy.
Really?
I think there's still some redeeming factors about him. Of course, the nuking damage, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I suppose he could be a good, useful newbie card, I guess, for the newer players. I suppose learning about backlash and poison, I suppose. But I don't know. I think I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. I don't think he's incredibly bad, which what 5 suggests to me. But I still think he has some options with nuking as well. I suppose it also has a nice niche. But having said that, though, Wardum and what's the other one?
XU52.
UX52 is pretty good as well. So I'm going to say a pass on this one, guys, unfortunately. So let's move on to the next card of the releases. I think we're almost there, so we must have only about 3 to do now, I think. So
sounds about right.
No, about 4. Damn. Okay, so another number between 1 and 12. Your choices are 9, 11, 3, 2, 1.
I'll go 9.
9, okay. Igor, yeah. This card made me rage so much on the when this card came out. I saw a review of him by Leroy Jenkins. I'm guessing everyone knows on this UR talk in the comments, except for Slify, who Leroy Jenkins is. But he wrote this review about Igor and gave him an 8.5 out of 10. And this just made me so angry.
No one has a bit of hatred here.
I know, that made me so angry that I had to write something on the comments about people stop cannibal trolling with this card. It's really bad. So anyway, right, Igor, for the freaks, at 4 stars, is a 7/5 with the ability of heal 1, max 10. So Slippy, initial thoughts on Igor?
In theory, he's not bad, but, it's positive, heal is nice with poison, obviously, ups and downs. But freaks have so many good 4 stars. So many good 4 stars. I would even think about using Igor.
Yeah. And it's not even max 12 as well, which is one of the big things I want to bring up. It's
only heal 1.
It's only heal 1. It's like, it just made me so angry on the forum. Do you think I'm right about just being angry on the comments there, Slify, or should I have kept my troll self to myself, really, I guess? Do you think
you have every right to be mad. As they said, I'm reading this review right now, and I don't agree with it in its entirety at all.
Okay. Slify, this is why you need to come back and show people how to review, because people are writing, essays on cards now. The great thing about your reviews, though, they're kind of short, pros and cons, and then having your great rating out of 10.
I got actually a lot of flack in the past because they're so short. I make them short on purpose, by the way. If I really wanted to, I can write 4,000 words. But, I have a life to attend to once in a while.
I mean, just that, after this UR talk, you go into another party, of course.
No, I actually have to help someone move.
Oh, okay, alright.
Which I guess is a party in its own right.
I suppose it is a Sunday. We usually do UR talk on a Saturday, and that's usually when Slify is out and about.
Down and jiggy with it.
Okay, right then, so I suppose we already talked about competition, really. I mean, really, should anyone use Igor, or...
Okay, I just want to get something straight right now. Competition is very important in the sense that, if there are 2 cards that are better than the card you're talking about in the same clan, then you've lost the competition. If you're better than, 5 cards, but you're still worse than 2 cards, you've still lost the competition. People seem to forget this at times.
Yeah.
I would use Bogan over him. I would use,
Grudge.
Starts with a G, can't remember.
Grudge.
Yes, I would use Grudge over him. I would even debate I would use Pyro over him and Wolfgang over him.
Wolfgang, yeah, but Wolfgang's pretty cool. I suppose he's a nice little niche. So
he's a bro. He's a bro.
Yeah, people seem to hate Wolfgang. I like Wolfgang. I don't know what it is about hatred against him. I think he's a nice card. Anyway, whatever case, where am I going with this? So yeah, I mean, competition-wise, it's just so many flaws. So we're going to go to rating out of 10 because otherwise I'm going to get so angry.
You are. I'm completely indifferent.
You're completely calm. Of course, earlier, though, you had a bit of a nerd rage with your Montana card, so...
Well,
I suppose it's unfair. Anyway, so rating out of 10, though, Slify.
6 out of 10. He's still playable. He's not bad stat-wise. He is the scariest art I've seen in a while, personally. If you really, psychoanalyze this. But, other than that, he's not good at all. I think I should be harsher, but I'm not going to be.
6 out of 10, really?
Yeah. If you want to fight, we could do this.
Crassus is better.
Crassus is better.
But even we would, no one would ever use him. I don't know.
Oh, that's debatable.
I don't know. Well, I suppose if you want to be one of those freaks players, I guess. I don't know. Most players like to poison and then just wait.
He has his pros, he has his cons, but he is nowhere near as good as half the freaks, and, I already did my spiel about competition.
There's actually a fun fact, I learned about the freaks recently. Apparently they're the first clan to get to 40 cards. Is that true? Is that right? think that's
I
right.
am not a UR dictionary, good sir.
So actually, apparently, the first clan to get the 40 cards, they must. So actually, in fairness to Eagle, I mean, there is going to be a lot of competition because he's the 40th card to come to the clan. Having said that, though, I still hate this card, so I'm probably going to give him like a 3 out of 10 because I hate him.
I think you're biased, and I don't think you should be biased.
I'm biased, but that's just
biasm is bad.
Biasm is bad, exactly. As well as bisexualism, that's also pretty bad.
I never said that, and I apologize to all people listening. I do not support the claims made by our current host.
Anyway, right, let's move on to the next card. Before we get into a kind of argument, I guess. All right, so let's see what's left. I mean,
go with 11.
11? Oh, you're going with 11. Okay, that's a pretty good release. It's Diana.
Ooh.
I do like Diana. Honestly, I don't think UR could have released any better card for the Pussycats than Diana. I was like, oh, that's pretty good. So anyway, Diana for the Pussycats at 4 stars is an 8/4 with the ability of +3 life.
She's really pretty.
Yeah, anyway.
Really pretty.
What I don't understand is...
I don't think you understand how pretty she is.
Alright, fine. I'm going
on a scale of 1 to pretty, she's at least 11.
11? Oh, okay. Whoa.
She's really pretty.
Let's have a check. Let's go into the Urban Rivals now.
She's like pretty.
Sorry about this, listeners, but I just have to check this claim about Slify. What Slify's trying to claim.
The fact like he hasn't seen the prettiness of Diana or Deanna.
Honestly, I didn't. When Diana came out, I was on holiday, so. Oh, I see what you mean. Okay, that's not bad.
Not bad. Confirmed. UM-1984 is in fact gay.
Oh no.
The truth has been released.
It has been released. That's awkward. Alright, let's move on. Right, so, initial thoughts on Diana.
She's pretty.
Pretty, okay.
Okay, well, let's go with the actual professionalism right now. She's really good. 8 solid power is, never something you can complain about. If she wins, she has a gap of 7, which is huge for a 4-star. And if she loses, she still reduces your opponent. Thus, in theory, making her an excellent, quote-unquote, mind game card.
Yeah. Mind games. I don't know. It's a good thing you put it in quotes this time, Slify.
I always do it because I'm serious, but you never take these things seriously, so I have to belittle someone.
Alright then. Yeah, honestly, I have no idea why this card is 4 stars. It's good enough to be a 5-star, if I'm being honest with you.
Why so?
It's just so good. 8/4, +3 life. +3 life, actually, by the way, is really good for the Pussycats. You're probably thinking, oh, what about +3 damage? Well, +3 life, what that means is, firstly, it can go for DRs and stuff a little bit, I guess. But the other thing as well is that Pussycats are a really big DR clan, so having the kind of, if you can basically trying to beat your opponent with as much gap as possible is doable with this card, I guess, with the +3 life. So, that's just, honestly, I don't know why this card isn't ELA banned straight away now. It's just, if I'm being honest, I like Yayoi, I guess you could probably say is still slightly better than this card, but it's still a pretty good card, would you say, Slify? Or do you think Yayoi is better?
I think so, but it's really hard to compare the two.
Yeah, and you have to remember actually with Yayoi is also permabanned, so.
Yup.
So there's UR shit in the bed right there. Anyway, right, so I suppose we can go to rating out of 10. There's really not much more we need to say. It's a pretty good card. So rating out of 10, Slify, what would you give?
She's really pretty. Oh, and I give her a 9.5 out of 10. Like, the only thing that's really keeping her back is she either has an ability or she either has a bonus in battle, and none of them help her in battle, which is becoming a big deal for me, and I apologize because it's not really that big a deal. But, like, if she's going to go for the win, she has no bonus. If she's going to go for a loss, she has no ability. Which, you don't always need the upward-downward inflection thing, but it's nice to have. It's the only thing keeping her from a 10. But a 9.5 is still really good.
Well, this is gonna be a first in a while, actually. I think the last card we gave a 10 to was... I can't remember. Huh?
It was Leader of Vortex.
Dragon, I think. Did we give that a 10? Really?
I gave it a 10.
I think I gave it a 10 as well, but
I don't think you did, actually. I think you belittled me for my
I gave it a 9, I think, just because of the problems with Roots DR and stuff. But who isn't afraid of Roots DR? Anyway, whatever case. Yeah, I'd probably give it a 10, yeah. There you go.
Oh!
I know. This is everyone buy this card,
10 out of 10? That's like 10s everywhere.
That's like one more than 9, isn't it?
That's like one less than 11.
That's actually 10 out of 10 is actually 1 if you think about it, because it's a fraction. Whatever. Anyway. Theoretically, yeah.
You gave this card a 100% on its report
100%,
card.
Exactly. It's just
whoa.
It's just really good, yeah.
I'm freaking out, man.
Wow, I don't think we freaked out that much when we gave Dragon a 10, though.
I'm pretty sure there was a lot of yappity yap.
So, Slify, last 3 cards left. 1, 2, or 3?
Let's go 3.
3. Okay, this is the card that is actually unpronounceable. Wood XSXT. At Wood. Unfortunately, this card isn't from planet Graxmix or whatever it is, and Trinr or whatever it is, and Scrimler or whatever it is. But he's from another planet, which is...
That was elegant, by the way.
Huh?
The way you pronounce those names.
Yeah, exactly. I just say Drax... Well, not Cracks. No, Drax... No. What was I saying again? No, Grax, Trin, and Scrum. There we go. That's how you should say them. Anyway, whatever the case. So... Wood X or whatever it is. Should we just call it Woody?
Let's call him Wood.
Wood. Okay, Wood.
Oh, this could lead to a lot of bad things now that I think about it.
I'm gonna play my
Wood is amazing. That's a metaphor, by the way.
Wood is so big. Or maybe not, actually.
Wood is good. That's immature. I'm a professional. I apologize.
Well, what should we call it? Should we call it Woody or?
Let's call it. We'll be professional. We'll call it Wood and not laugh.
Would not. we're just getting loads of comments.
Way to laugh as I said that, by the way.
Alright. Wood.
I would call it Wood X. How's that sound?
Wood X. Okay. Wood X.
Wood X.
4 Sacrom at 2 stars is a 6/3 with the ability of Courage SOB. Slify, initial thoughts?
At first, I didn't like Wood X, and now that I think about it, I think he's really good. Compared to the other 2 stars in Saccharum. His 6 power is pretty low. His 3 damage is pretty good. He's only 2-star. But SOB with Wooderum lets you really get the pills out. Nemestic can do the same, but they're really different situations. For example, if I'm fighting, let's say, a Montana, and I'm using Wood X whatever, and I have my Courage out. Obviously, your opponent should not waste a DR against this card, so they won't. They'll naturally try to beat this card, usually. Or they'll try to 0-pill it. If you play this card with, like, a pill, that's 6 times 2, 12, plus 8, 20. A card with 8 power could not beat this card, unless they used more pills than you did. And if they're using more pills to beat a 2-star, then you basically won, I feel.
Okay. I think well, you say that in theoretical sense. I mean, it can be pretty good. The only issue is, though, would you put loads of pills on Wood? Wood X?
I don't feel like you should. I think he's a good pill sapper.
Makes it sound like we're talking about Viagra. Anyway,
I apologize, dear kiddies, of our reviews.
Anyway, whatever the case. Because if we put loads of pills on... I don't know, because he's only got 3 damage, which isn't big.
He's only a 2-star, don't forget.
If you're going to lead off with him, though, I don't know. Yes. I kind of feel that your opponent's going to probably beat it and then do a hell of an amount of damage on it.
If my opponent is beating Wood, which he probably will try to, with a really strong damaging card, your opponent now is in a very bad position. If he overpills against it, you might have the advantage, even if you take a lot of damage. If he underpills against them, they take 3 damage, and they lost a good card, and they lost pills. So, what do they do? I don't recommend playing this card like just 1 pill every time.
Okay, I suppose that's fair then. Right then, I suppose competition, I guess. We could talk about that, I guess. Do you think, I mean, you talked about Nimnestic already. Is there any other ones that we could probably use over here?
Wakai's good. Wakai,
Wakai, yeah, I
it's
suppose
debatable
Wakai.
which is better. Against SOA, Wood is better. Even against SOB, theoretically, Wood can be the same, if not better. But, you know, he's not bad in any sense. I guess you can say Nabo is also a playable card if you need the DR. I don't think his DR is that great, but...
Unfortunately, I think Nabo, actually, in my opinion, is just very outdated.
Right.
He used to be good, but then he just kind of declined, I guess. Just trying to look at the other... I swear there's more 2 stars for the Sacrum.
Not... I'm bold.
Oh, I swear there was like another one, but then... let's have a check here. We were wrong. I probably am.
Globum, he's so good with his 2-3.
Anyway. Oh, there's Globum, yeah, I forgot about him.
Yeah, he's legit.
He is the best card, although he's not as good as Bob Joby, let's face it.
I think, and I could be wrong, but Yuzuba, or whatever her name was pronounced, the admin, I think Globum is her favorite card, but I could be wrong.
You could be wrong, but...
Don't quote me on this.
Abuzi, do you mean?
Yes, that's
it. I thought it was Splosh.
I thought it was Globum.
You thought wrong.
Well, we should ask her sometime.
We should ask her, and also, have her on the talk as well.
That'd be cool, even though, we're like the little people, and she is above us.
She is above us, yeah. Not in like a sexual way, but like in a positional way.
I apologize for my cohort here has said terrible things.
Anyway, right. There is Lunatic, but then who uses her?
Lunatic. You're silly.
Lunatic. Anyway, whatever the case. Right, let's move it to rating out of 10 then. So Slify, out of 10, what would you give?
Wood-X?
Now, Wood-X.
I would give Wood-X a 7.5. I'm actually thinking I'm being too harsh in this rating, but it's the safest I can go. I think he's one of their better 2-stars. I think he has a lot of potential. I probably will regret this review in the future and think he might do better, he might do worse, but who knows. But right now, I'm thinking him very positively, but he's not a wow material in any sense. Yeah. So I think a 7.5 is very fair.
I think that's a great review, that's actually. Definitely a great rating as well, because obviously it's very difficult to say if this card's going to be good or not, because he's not overly good. Let's face it, but he does have potential to be good, I guess, for the Sacrum. It just depends if Sacrum can really use him, I guess. I don't know, really. Would they... I mean, they do have other 2-stars, as I said, but then also, do you have to use 2-star, I guess, for the Sacrum? I mean, you could probably try and use
their 2-stars are really weak. I didn't even realize this.
Yeah, they aren't that good. I thought they were like better ones for some reason. Maybe I'm thinking of a different clan, but actually... Honestly, he's not like amazing, but he's still okay. He's still fine. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I think that's a safe rating. Courage is by no means Courage SOB. I don't think is that good really. If he was SOB, this card would have been off the scale, like Chuck Norris scale. But
I agree.
Unfortunately, it's Courage, so then your opponent can prepare for it because he's playing against it. If you know what I mean.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway. I suppose I just think about it, actually. I suppose you could play it. I suppose you could play against your opponent. What was I saying here now? I suppose you could play it without the Courage, though. Would it be any good, or?
You could. I don't recommend it, but it's doable.
It's doable. Okay then, right. So I suppose we should go to the last 2 cards. Slify, you have a choice between 2 not so great cards. 1 or 2.
Boil.
Okay then, fine. 2. It's Boil. Boil for the Berserk at 5 stars is a 6/8.
Berserk.
It is Berserk, isn't it?
He is Berserk, yes.
Oh, okay. I thought you were like questioning my...
Well, you said Boil for the, and then there was like a giant pause. And I'm like, go on.
Boil, at 5 stars for the Berserk, is a 6/8 with the ability of +8 attack. So, Slify, initial thoughts on Boil?
Boyle is not good, but I think people are being very harsh on Boyle. Don't get me wrong, he's not good in any sense. His power is low, his damage is not that great, and his ability is eh. However, one can debate that he's better than Taylor.
Yeah. And thinking about it, actually, Taylor's really not that good.
and one could debate Taylor's better than Cortez.
Yeah. Although...
So Boyle's not good.
they're just, I don't know what it is about Berserk 5 stars. And I like...
If compared to the other Berserk, he's not that bad.
Yeah,
which is really bad for the Berserk. But,
I like Cortez, that's just me. Just saying.
It's fine. Cortez is fine on paper, but he has pros and cons. We already had this talk, though.
Yeah, it's just, I don't know what to give him now. I suppose we've kind of talked about competition already. I suppose we can go straight to rating out of 10, I guess. Sorry about this Boyle review being so short, I guess.
I can go on.
We could go
Boyle is the weakest 2-star ever.
But he's a 5-star.
1-2 at 2 stars. That's awesome.
Oh, okay, 1-2, okay. It's not as bad as Lehane, though. Lehane at 1 star. I think that's a
1-1.
Yeah.
But, he's a 2-star for Anna 1-2.
Wow, that's pretty bad, when you think about it. Anyway, right, let's move on to rating out of 10 then. So, Boyle, out of 10, what would you give him, Slify?
I give him 5.5 out of 10. I think Boyle will be very, very good and very, very playable if he had just one more power, personally.
Okay.
Go on, sorry.
It's funny actually, Sliffy. You gave the same rating as Leroy Jenkins.
Did I really?
Did you? Yeah, you did. Okay, I'm just saying.
Well, he's a bad card, I'd like to say. Giving him 7 out of 10 is average. It's that means he's an average card. And no, Boyle's not an average card. He's a bad card. If you compare him to the other Berserk, he's actually not bad. But Boyle is pretty bad. If he can't beat many 3-stars in other clans, he has no bonus to really help him. I might go up to 6, but
What about a card like Lou though? Lou was pretty good.
Lou
from Roots. Same stats.
Right, but Lou has SOA, and he has an ability that doesn't help him in battle.
Okay, that's a fair point. I think actually SOA is probably the best ability in the game, to be fair.
Right. If Boyle had a double ability and it was attack +8 and anything else that's positive, then he'd be playable. But right now he's just weak. He does a lot of damage if he wins, which is good. And he can really tear people up in low-pill battles. But he's your 5-star, and the probability of him being in a low-pill battle is pretty low.
Yeah. Well, that's a shame for Boyle. I had such expectations for you, Boyle. But I think, honestly, I'm going to give him I think I'm going to go up to 7, actually.
Oh, really? You think he's an average card?
I think he's generous, but that's only because, I suppose, he can do a huge amount of damage, if you think about it. Because 8...
I think I'll agree to that. I think you're right. I apologize.
This is a first in the...
Yes, it is.
Wow. I don't think I'm going to remember this moment. I'm going to tell my grandkids and everything, if I actually get to that age.
Horrible jokes came to my head, but I will not say them.
And what? How can horrible jokes appear?
Like implying you get grandkids. That's a horrible joke.
Oh, okay. That's... Well, thank you for that, Sniffy.
You're welcome, friend.
Okay, whatever case. Yeah, so I think 8 damage, plus Berserk, I guess. Isn't that bad? I suppose you can still do a huge amount of damage, but as I said, though, he's just kind of like a giant... I suppose it's like having a giant brick, but then it crumbles in your hand, I guess. It wouldn't be any good for fruit. That's a really bad metaphor. That was a really terrible metaphor, I'm sorry.
The problem is he's 5 stars, and that's a lot of room you're using.
5 stars, yeah, that's the issue. So Sync 7's a safe bet. Alright, let's go into the last card then, Sliffy. Oh dear. I don't know why you had to choose this card as the last card, Sliffy, honestly.
I don't know why you don't like this card. I think this card's really good.
Miho.
Yeah.
2 stars, 5-3. with the ability of -3 opponent's power, minimum 3.
Yes.
Is it minimum 3, or is it minimum 2? I'm not too sure.
Minimum 3.
Is it minimum 3? Okay. I'm trusting you, Slify. Otherwise, we're going to have another situation whereby you review a card just like Hopper LD.
Well, if you're fighting a card with 5 power anyways, we already have problems.
Okay. That's a fair point. Alright, so Miho, I guess, I think the issue with her is, what I would say, my big issue, my kind of big cheese against him, for her, is the fact that attack manipulation, I guess, would probably hurt her so much, actually. And Berserk just aren't good against attack manipulation, which is why I kind of feel this card needn't be released as a result. That's just me, but I don't know about you, Stiffy. What's your initial thoughts on Miho?
I completely disagree with everything, actually. Well, not really. Obviously, this card's pretty weak against attack manipulation. But usually the difference is usually like 1 or 2 pills. You have to pill more. This card can do 5 damage as a 2-star without Fury, which is very impressive. This card can fight 8 powered cards, without obviously any manipulation anyway, evenly, which is very impressive for a 2-star. This card beats most 7 powered cards, without manipulation or anything. This card can beat 6 powered cards. This card can be 5 and 4 powered cards, though that doesn't really happen.
It can also beat 1 power cards, I found.
Yes. It can be 4, 3, 2, or 1. This card can beat a lot of cards. This card, it doesn't happen often because most All-Stars with 6 power or less, have like some kind of ability that stops her. But if she's ever against like an All-Star with 6 power, she still ties with it, which is very impressive. She can fight, bangers pretty kind of evenly, which is very impressive.
Although Blaster would kill her.
Right, but who doesn't get killed by Blaster?
Okay, in fairness, yeah.
And I'd like to point out, she's only 2 stars. She's not like a 3-star or a 4-star. She's 2 stars that can beat a lot of cards.
Yeah. I suppose we can talk about this though, but remember when we reviewed Magda?
Yes.
It's the same thing.
Magda is different in 3 different senses. 1, the Freaks 2 stars, there's a lot of really good ones. Berserk don't have a lot of those.
Well, they have Drummond and
Thank you for proving my point.
And Menely as well.
Melody's really good. Melody's, I think, beats her, but that's, we shouldn't get off topic right now.
Yeah, okay. What do you mean off topic?
Well, we're talking about...
Topic.
Let's talk about the card at hand, is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, okay, alright. Fairness.
Continuing on, I personally think Berserk's bonus, obviously after turn round, is more useful than the Freaks. Because, once you get poisoned down, Magna has no bonus. She can still do a good amount of damage.
Okay.
You get what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, I get what you're trying to say. So, in summary, Slify thinks this is a good card, but I still have doubts about it. So.
Well, we can debate this. We are on UR Talk.
We are on UR Talk, and this is the number 1 channel, by the way, guys, for reviewing cards. By the way, just don't go to any other reviews. By the way, this is the one place you go to. That's nice. My little plug there, Slify. Did you enjoy that plug?
Yes, I was smiling all over.
Yeah, and also Slify's a pimp. That's the other thing as well.
This has been neither confirmed nor denied.
Yeah, exactly. But he loves his Montana, so it's gonna happen one day. Anyway, whatever the case. So I don't know. I still don't like this guy. That's just me. Maybe it's just my personal taste. I don't like Trish a whole lot. It's like another of those cards, which I like that. And everyone seems to love Trish, and I feel left out. I don't know. Do you like Trish, Slify, or?
Trish? I like Trish. She's cool.
Well, I think we're going to be debating this.
You like Kyle SLD?
Okay, yeah.
LD. I'm in CR. What the hell?
LD. But then so can Plutonium. So I'm just saying. Anyway, whatever case. That wasn't lame. It wasn't.
Go on with your talking.
I don't know. I still don't think this card's that good. That's just me. Rating out of 10, though, Slify.
8 out of 10.
She has Slify, not 8. At least 8.
Excuse me? Excuse me?
I'm just saying. You can't put 8.
Why can't I put 8?
That's so generous.
That's not generous at all. She's a good card.
Alright, fine then.
Okay, debate it right now if you don't think so. Why is she not a good card?
Attack manipulations is my big thing against her. That's just my big issue. Only 5 power, SOA just...
Your big issue should be SOA.
And attack manipulation?
Attack manipulation hurts, but, like, one, she will overpower most attack manipulation cards. So for every pill she's getting, she'll probably make up for it after, like, 3 pills.
Yeah, but, like, against, like, any uppers card, she'll take about 10 pills to overpower him.
Well, you're playing, like, all cards are using 12 pills versus 12 pills or something.
Okay, alright, fine then. Okay, that's a fair rating then, Slify.
Well, I'm just saying, if you want to debate the card, we should debate the card. Now is a good time.
Showdown. I don't know, I can't really be bothered. I'd rather watch Big Brother, if I'm being honest with you.
We got a professional reviewer right here, folks.
Alright then, I don't know, maybe Slify's melted my Grinch heart a little bit over this review. I don't know. I suppose you could probably use it over Drummond, but I still love Drummond, I guess. So I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. I think that's a fair rating on my...
harsh.
It's so harsh, but at the same time, it's correct. So,
as I said, you've yet to say a good reason besides attack manipulation, which is not a good reason.
Well, I'll give you a good reason. Your mum.
Okay.
There you go.
That is a professional reviewer, ladies and gentlemen.
All right then. That's it for all our reviews, guys. Thank you all for watching. Gonna take a quick, I suppose, exit out this UR talk now before I get completely destroyed by Slify's reviewing. So I guess that's it. That's it for UR talk this time. We'll try and probably put UR talk up to date a little bit more than we have been doing in the past.
Hasn't been my fault.
As we must.
Hasn't been my fault. I've been here entire summer.
Yeah, it's been my fault, really. But
it's okay. Admitting your flaw is the first step.
Exactly, and also admitting that you have an addiction is the other step. But we'll get to that step in a minute. Anyway, whatever the case. Where was I going with this? I had something really good to wrap this up, but now I've forgotten. Oh yeah, also guys, make sure you check out the UR Battle Federation. Hopefully in the future, me and Slify will put some stuff on there. Although, without Slify I haven't even consulted Slify about this yet, so he has no idea what's going on. Whatever the case, though, we'll probably end up putting something on there, probably about, reviewing all the different clans or whatever for the UR Battle Federation. So I'll see you guys later anyway. This is Mixer12 and Slify.
Who is the greatest?
Who is the greatest, of course, signing out. Oh yeah, by the way, guys, make sure...